Hey, what's going on, world? It's your favorite author, N.M. Porterfield. Just want to talk to y'all again, thinking out loud and all that. But I was thinking today about relationships, and some of y'all may know I wrote the book, The Lover's Manual. It was actually my first book that I put out. So I talk about like my experiences when it comes to relationships and things like that. And so with me and my wife, we've been together for 6 years. We've been married almost 3. And I always say that the stuff that we've been through, I think is made easier because of some of the thinking that we put into our relationship. So I wanted to kind of give like a little metaphor or analogy or something of how relationships really end up working, because I don't think most people take the time to break it down in terms that they actually understand. So imagine you have a studio apartment, right? You got a studio apartment and you and a roommate are moving in together. So that studio apartment represents your relationship. That is the relationship that you and this other person are moving into together. You have an agreement that you guys are going to, reside or cohabitate this relationship. Now, you get to move in, it's moving day, and you realize that you have more stuff to put in the apartment than you actually realize. So all the stuff that you bring in, all your furniture and stuff, let's say that all of the internal things, all the stuff from your past that you bringing into the relationship, that's furniture, or that's, accessories or TV or something like that. Now you're like, man, I got more stuff to put in this apartment than I realized. But then they show up and they realize the same thing. Like, I got all this stuff that I got put in this apartment. There's no way that you guys can be comfortable, that you can be happy knowing that you got all this stuff in a space where it's not gonna fit. You got all this excess stuff that doesn't fit into your apartment or your relationship, right? So what do you gotta start doing? You either gotta start getting rid of some stuff and start letting that stuff kind of fade away, or just getting rid of it altogether. You gotta process it. And I think that's one thing that we forget to do is in our time by ourselves, because the world is like, everything's in a rush, right? We always rushing to do this, we gotta do that, we gotta do it quick, fast. The world wants you to get married as soon as you get a job. Like, get a job, get married. That's boom. Your path is already laid out for you, and they want it to happen ASAP. And that's not realistic, and it's not wise to move like that either. So take your time to process and learn yourself and learn the things about yourself that make you happy. Deal with past hurts and past, because all that stuff comes with you when you go into a relationship. So if you are still dealing with abuses that happened to you when you were a child, you never process that stuff comes with you. All the pain and stuff comes with you. And now it's going into your studio apartment that this other person might also be bringing their abuses and their heartaches and their insecurities. All that stuff comes with them too. And so the best way to deal with that is to try and weed out the stuff that you don't need. Not to mention things like, oh yeah, and I got maybe another kid, or I have a family member who requires me to constantly care for them for health reasons or whatever. There's so much stuff that comes with any one individual. Like, one person, you gotta think that one person is a story upon a story upon a story. Like, everybody has so much to them. You're not just the sum of what you do today. You are some of what you do today and everything that you have ever done. And so all of that stuff, every person you've ever been with, every memory you've ever made, every good thing and bad thing that's ever happened to you comes with you into your relationship, and you're trying to put it all into this one space. Now, what happens as your relationship goes stronger is that space expands, and you make room for new things, and make room for better things, like adding children and experiencing traveling and things like that. But that only happens once you build a foundation on the initial stuff in the beginning. So that's my little 2 cents, man. Relationships, it's like a story. It's like two people writing a story together. And you think of how hard, I'm an author, so I can imagine how hard it would be for me and some other author to try and write a story together. I got my ideas, they got their ideas, and like, we're gonna struggle. And that's the same way that relationships work. So you got two people and everything that comes with those people trying to fit into a confined space. Not to mention that y'all might have different ideas on how relationships are supposed to work, but that's initially how it works. So that's my little bit. But anyways, y'all check me out, www.nmporterfield.com. Make sure you check out my podcast, which I will be releasing a new episode this week. Anchor.fm/storytime. I'm lying. Anchor.fm/your favorite author. The podcast is called Storytime. And then I also got a Kickstarter that I'm going to be doing soon. So it's for my comic book, Golem Gladiators Rock. It's going to be real dope, and I'm going to give y'all some more information on that soon. But yeah, for right now, just know that there's a Kickstarter coming and that you guys should be looking for it. I appreciate y'all love and support. Definitely continue to follow me, rock with me. Once again, it is your favorite author. I write books. Boom.